Well, from Irvine, California, I'm joined by Paul Sheldon Foote with the California State University. Welcome to the program, sir. Mr. Foote, first of all, how do you explain the fact that the United States administration calls for actions to be taken against terrorist groups, while what we're seeing is actually supporting and financing groups and, of course, speaking on behalf of them?
This is political corruption at its best, and also the ignorance of the American population who rely on the American media. In the example of the FBI, closed down the office of the Mujahideen Khalq years ago in Washington, D.C., and put them out of business there. And the head of the office immediately was hired by the Fox News Channel as a foreign affairs analyst. So you have all these people calling themselves Republicans, conservatives, anti-communists, watching a communist terrorist on that Fox News Channel. The FBI filed for a long time in a lawsuit against MEK terrorists in Los Angeles airport who have been collecting donations. And I spoke with them and I said, what are you guys doing? Why aren't you going after the top office in Washington, D.C.? Why are you going after these little collectors? And here you've got the former head of the FBI collecting tens of thousands, along with a large number of other Americans who have received support. You even have a Republican presidential candidate, Rick Santorum, who's a strong supporter. And the Republican voters are stupid that they don't even know this guy is supporting communist terrorists. This is the ignorance of the American population who rely on the major American media. We've had American soldiers die in Iraq taking the MEK terrorists on shopping trips from Camp Ashraf to Baghdad. If their parents knew that their children died supporting communist terrorists, they would be outraged, but instead they think they were doing something of value in the country. This is how terribly misinformed or uninformed the American public is about these folks. Not only they've killed large numbers of Iranians, they killed a huge number of Iraqis. They lined up the Kurds and ran over them with APCs. They killed American military officers in Iran. They have killed Rockwell International employees in Iran. This is a very nasty bunch that has been around and continues to be in Iraq against the wishes of the Iraqi government.
Indeed.
The American government, the neoconservatives, and President Obama have imposed these people on the government of Iraq for a long time over the objections. What about democracy in Iraq? They're still there. Some of them have moved to Azerbaijan, some are wandering around Europe, but a large number are still right in Iraq against the will of the Iraqi people.
And so in the next presidential...
George Bush at the United Nations gave out a background paper and cited by name the MEK as a pretext of why we should go to war against Iraq, saying that Saddam Hussein was supporting him and keeping him in Iraq. We went to war with Iraq over the MEK, and then we defend them once they're there.
And so in this election year...
the stupidest voters in the world who are uninformed about these things.
And so, Doctor, in this election year, what kind of approach or policy would we expect from the U.S. towards this Mujahideen Khalq organization? Will it change?
No, as long as the Zionists and the neoconservatives are in power, it will not change. Israel is a big supporter of the MEK. Saudi Arabia has delivered bars of gold to Camp Ashraf to support the MEK. Here's Saudi Arabia that claims to be Muslim and religious, and they support the most evil liberation theology communist terrorists in the world. This extends on, and France. France is the headquarters right now of the MEK. They have actually provided in the past free telephone lines and security for these people in France. You have a lot of countries who will continue to use these folks. Thousands of terrorists don't sit around for free. Someone's paying their bills, and those bills have been paid by a lot of countries.
Indeed. On that note, we'll leave it there. Many thanks to Professor Paul Sheldon Foote with California State University from Irvine, California.